Hi, welcome to Jane's channel. Today we're going to talk about the K1 Visa process. From my end of it, I got Jane's K1 Visa, so she really doesn't know everything I went through to do it. But first of all, I want to tell y'all, first step one, you must visit the girl in the Philippines. If you do not visit her, you cannot apply for a K1 Visa. And you must apply for the K1 Visa within 2 years after visiting, okay? You have 2 years after you visit. So when you go to visit her, you want to be getting the information for the K1 Visa application while you're there. So what you want to do is take lots of pictures of you and her together at a restaurant, with her family, if you get a chance to meet her family, with her friends, at different places. You want to keep every single receipt from every restaurant, your hotel bill, your airplane, your flight over there, everything you spend money on, keep your receipt. And of course your passport's going to be stamped. They're going to want to see that. So when you go over there, plan to make sure and get all the receipts you can, take all the pictures you can. Videos like this don't really work because you can't submit a video on a paper application. So you want still photos, and you're going to get them printed up and put into the application. So after you visit, you have 2 years to apply, and I think you have to do an I-29F, I-129F. That's the process, and they're going to want to know everything about you. They're going to want to know everything about her, her family, where are they from, where's her mother from, where's her father from. They're going to want to know where your mother's from, where your father's from. They're also going to want to know that you can support her. So you're going to have proof of income. You're going to need so much income. You need to prove so much income or assets. Assets. If you're not working or you're retired or whatever and you're just getting a pension or a retirement check, but if you have assets, that'll work too. So you're going to have to submit all this documentation. You want to be very careful. If you do it yourself, you could easily mess up and it could set you back. I mean, if you just fill out one question wrong, put something in the wrong place, it could set you back 6 months. So I used RapidVisa for this process. I would recommend them. They did a great job. You just do their questionnaire, and then they put it all together and send it back to you. Then you print it up and put it with your supporting documents, your supporting pictures, everything, and then you send it in. But that's step one in the K1 Visa. It's just an application to say, yes, you can do it. Alright, then you're going to get a notification from the U.S. government saying they received your papers. I think it's a NOAA 1 or 2, whatever, I'm not sure. This usually takes 2 to 3 months. Okay? And once they receive your papers, then they're going to review your papers, and they're going to approve or disapprove you. If you get rejected, it's probably because you filled out the form wrong, or there could be other requirements you have not met. So you want to do that, and once you get accepted, then what's going to happen is you're going to have an appointment set at the U.S. Embassy for your fiancé to go for an interview. And that puts a whole lot of other things into motion also, because once she has her appointment set, then she has to go for a physical. She has to go for a physical, and what else, Jane?
I don't remember.
That's all you remember is the physical?
Physical examination.
Yeah, you go for a physical, and then she has to have all that information that you put together, all the documentation, plus a few other things. And this is where we messed up. You have to show proof that you do talk on a regular basis, okay? So we had to, after her interview, we had to supply them with what they call chat logs, where it shows that we chatted on text or messenger or whatever you use. And so we had to print up those. We did like 6 months. It took me all weekend and got it back to them right away. Got it over there printed up in their hands at the U.S. Embassy. So Jane got approved for her visa. And then after you get approved from your visa, you have to go to, she has to go to an actual seminar from her country.
CFO.
Yeah, CFO, where they're going to put a stamp in her passport where it says that, hey, if you come over here, they have laws that if he beats you, you can call the police. It's illegal to beat up your wife. And that's basically all it is. Call the 911 if you need help. So that's all it is. And there's some other things, you know, she'll have to get, before she goes for her interview, she does have to get a background check, paperwork, documentation from her government. And she has to get a CINOMAR, Certificate of No Marriage, and the background check from their National Police Service. And then she also has to have the physical, that's the third thing. And then what else do you have to have?
NBI, no more birth certificate.
Birth certificate, yes, she's got to have a birth certificate, a real one. So there's things that she has to do. There's a list of things, or you may have to help her. Again, I'm going to say this. If you use, it sounds like a commercial for RapidVisa, but if you use them, they will assist her in getting this together. Okay, they have an office right across from the U.S. Embassy in Manila. For some reason, my fiancée Jane did not want to go talk to them. Okay, she did not want to go let them review her packet of information, or they would have helped us and told us, no, you need chat logs. And so since she didn't go, and I don't know why she wouldn't go, because I had paid for it all, it was part of the service, they would have reviewed everything, made sure everything was okay. They would have briefed her on what to say. She got some questions, some very simple questions. She was able to answer all of them without any problem. We did have about 30 or 40 study questions that they had supplied us from RapidVisa that we had gone over many, many times. And they're silly questions about, you know, what's your fiance's birthday? Where was your fiance born? Where does your fiance work? What color car does your fiance drive? What's his favorite color? You know, blah, 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 things of that nature. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You go through that process. And it's kind of weird because she has to turn in her passport, and then after they go through the interview and she gives them all this information, then they review it and she gets approved. You find out about a week later, and then they stamp her passport, and then they send it back to you. And this other piece of paper, a yellow piece of paper, that you got to show them when you're coming in through customs. And so they send the passport back by courier, and then I think they have, I'm not really sure what it was, 6 months or something like that, to use the visa to come over. They don't have to come over right away.
90 days.
No, once they get here, once she gets into the country, the day that they stamp that at the airport and customs, then the 90 days starts.
Oh.
And you have 90 days to marry her or send her back. And we of course we got married, so now she's my wife, not my fiance, and we're waiting for her green card or work permit. So we're waiting on that now, and it's been 6 months or 5 months. We expect it any day now, but we're waiting. And there's some other things too, but that's the basic process. And it's worth it to pay somebody a little bit of money to get it done. We didn't really have that much money. I didn't have that much money to spend on this, but I did spend the money because I wanted to make it happen. So, and there'll be a link for RapidVisa down in the description of this video. You can click on that link and go to their site and check it out. And full disclosure here, we do get some money sent to us if you do use them. So you'll be kind of helping us out since Jane can't work. She doesn't have a green card, so that means she doesn't have a Social Security number or employee ID number, whatever they call it. And so we're waiting for that so she can go get a job. And so that kind of helps her, and basically she's just going to send the money back to her family in the Philippines anyway, like she does with all her money. But anyway, that is it in a nutshell.